Hi everyone, this is Ken here from the Property Story Show where we share about real stories, real people, real estate. So my guest today is a freelancer. Yes, freelancer who's a tech writer. He's focusing on the tech space and he's been doing this for the past 9 years. So previously, this gentleman, he is an engineering background. He even owns an engineering company. So today, I want to ask him why from engineering company you chose to become a freelance writer. Freelance writer, which is to me, is something that's even harder than being an engineer. Why not just go back to a job? And what are his thoughts on? Because this is a channel about real estate, right? What are his thoughts on real estate right now? Okay, so let's begin, shall we? Hi, Kenny.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kenny here, and today I just want to I find your story fascinating, Kenny. From a start for engineering, you have an engineering background, right?
Yep.
Where do you study your engineer? What engineering is that?
I studied in I took my degree in UTN. UTN Johor. I am an electronics engineer. Right?
Yeah. Then you went and started your own company. Work.
I was in the industry for 10 years.
10 years.
I worked with companies. I worked with people for about 5 years. After that, I came out and started my own engineering business. That was in 2010, and I started my business in Malaysia. So my business, I spent 5 years running my business.
Okay.
Before I have to close it down.
I see.
Right. That's my engineering journey.
Okay. So when you mentioned you starting engineering business, what kind of engineering business are you doing?
Yeah. I ran an design and contract manufacturing engineering business. So what does it mean? It means I design products like the circuit boards that you see in the electronic circuit board that you see in for example, your camera, phones, washing machines. Almost every electrical appliance or electronic appliance, there are circuit boards. So I design, I code, program, and I liaise with vendors to assemble all these products and ship it to my customers. Those are what I did many years ago.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the person behind your cameras, your smartphone, this is Kenny here. The design integrated circuits, ICs.
I don't design the ICs. I design the board. You know, the circuit board, there's a lot of ICs and small components. So I design the entire circuit.
Okay.
For example, I work with one company doing this, what do you call it? Parking solution. That means those ticketing solution. When you go to malls, you need to press for the ticket. I work with this kind of systems, right? So I will design all these circuits. And in fact, I did more design works when I'm running my business. I've done MP3 players. There was but it's very customized MP3 players that my clients use it. They market it to departmental stores nationwide.
I see.
I've worked with industrial controllers that they are trying to replace they call it PLC, programmable logic controller. These are more expensive, ready made. They are trying to replace it with a more affordable version of a control system. So I help my clients to design the more affordable versions one.
I see.
And some of these are used in hospitals, and some of it they ship to overseas. You know, those are during my engineering business.
So after 5 years of running the business, what made you decided to close down the business? I think for what you're sharing, I think you're doing very well.
No, I wouldn't say very well. First of all, when I quit my job to become a business owner, I didn't know what running a business is all about. I don't know anything about business. I just know that I'm someone who cannot work for companies for long term. And in fact, my last job, my boss was a very good boss. It was a very good company, no politics. My work is good. The pay back then was also reasonably good. So for any person, there's no reason to quit. But I did.
Okay.
So when I go into business without knowing anything, like I don't know how to market myself. I don't know about marketing. I don't know how to lead people. In fact, I'm not sure I'm a good leader now. But over this year, I've known, I've learned a lot of things that if I know back then, probably I wouldn't start that engineering business.
I see.
Why? Okay. Because when I started engineering business, we are just after the Asian financial crisis 2008. Right? So it was not very good for the electronics industry. And also, I faced a lot of competition in terms of costs because I priced my business. I was trying to be the cheapest, most affordable engineering company in town.
I see.
So it is very difficult to differentiate on value when you are trying to be cheap. And we cannot be cheaper than China. Back then, China was still very cheap. So a lot of these jobs, when it comes to volume, contract manufacturing, you want to earn money in contract manufacturing, it must be in volume. But when it goes to volume, China suppliers will always win. If you do it in Malaysia, with Malaysian supplier, your cost is going to be higher. Then your profit will be lower. And you cannot sell, you cannot beat others on price. So there's another reason why the business doesn't last. The third thing is the business model itself. When we talk about design, electronics design, it is very talent intensive. You need very creative, very capable electronics engineers. And it is very hard for smaller companies, startups, to compete with larger brands. Like, for example, larger brands like, let's say, Panasonic, back then, they will get all the good talents because they can afford to pay more. That is a reality that I faced back then.
I see.
Yeah.
So after 5 years, then...
Yeah, after 5 years, I think about the 4th year in the running business, I have to let my team go already. Because frankly speaking, we don't make a lot of money.
I see.
Even if we charge a lot, it is still one time. So after the client finish the design, you have to keep hunting for new clients to sustain the business. Because design, you need a lot of engineers. You cannot do it alone. You need a team of engineers, and you need to sustain the team of engineers. So you have to hunt for one after another. But how many companies want to do design every day? That is one thing. So on top of that, so we also do contract manufacturing. That means that after they finish the design, they want to manufacture, so we manufacture for them. We get our vendors produce for them, and let's say 500 or 1,000 units. So that is where we can get more profit. But it also depends, because this business model, this contract manufacturing, if it is only about cost, like I said, if China supplier come in and there's no loyalty there, they will switch. Take it to somewhere else. And because of this, I find that it is not sustainable in the long run, because there's no unique value proposition for my business. So, and towards the end, the market suddenly went very silent. The economy went bad.
Silent?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because my marketing, I would say my way of getting sales back then was through networking and word of mouth referral. Back then, I didn't know anything about digital marketing or having a website, SEO. I don't know anything about that. And I didn't find them important. So that's why I don't put effort on that. And there was one period that the sales, the contract manufacturing, orders for contract manufacturing starts to go down during one period. Everyone was holding back. And that time, if I remember correctly, the USD exchange rate was going up.
Same like what
Yeah.
is happening now.
At that time was about, I think 3.8, 3.3 go to 3.8. So that time people are holding back, and some of my costs keep increasing because some of the suppliers they import from overseas, they are paying in USD, so they transfer to us. But it is very hard for us to transfer to clients also. And because of this thing, many companies are holding back with their expenses. And somehow I believe it affects us.
No.
It affects us.
It must be really tough for you to, Kenny, whenever we talk to people, especially with business owners, where we will always hear this kind of phrase, quitters don't win, winners don't quit, quitters don't win, right? So I want to take you back, if you don't mind, to that point of time. At which point of time when you realize that, okay, I have to quit?
Okay. So during that point around 2010, 2012, my son was born.
Oh,
right. So when my son was born, I felt that I can no longer take risks like I did before. Before I was, whether we are married or single, I can afford to take the risk, right? If my business failed, right, I have no money in the bank, I can still work my way from the scratch, work from scratch. But with a son, I cannot take that risk anymore. So 2012 to 2015, within that period, so my son was born, and my marriage was also breaking up. We are going through difficulties also. So, and the final straw was when my son, he has this fever fit. Fever fit, that means children, when they are before 7, some of them, about 30% of them, when their temperature reaches a certain degree, they'll fall unconscious. Their brain just reset.
Okay, I don't know.
You don't know, right? So the first incident, it really scared me. Because your son just collapsed, and you don't know what happened to him. So that experience changed me. It gives me what you call. I realized after going through this, I realized that running a business, being an entrepreneur, what we call ourselves, being the boss of a company, it all don't matter for me anymore. So I can give up this business, right? And also because it's not doing well, so I decided to close it down. Because my main intention is children with fever fit. Once it happens once, it will likely occur again. Until they are 7, when their immune system is fully built up, right?
I see.
So I have to be closer to home or at home. I need to be more flexible, have more flexible job. Because engineering, I need to go to office. I need to work with my team. I don't need to go to the site. So I cannot do that anymore.
I see. So it's because of your son change.
That is a major influence to close down the business. Because engineering business, when you have a project, when you start a project, or when you start a design, you need to be very focused on it. Sometimes weeks, sometimes months. And when let's say engineering, all these products, they are not perfect, just like software, not perfect. When you release, there will be bugs. That means technical issues or software issues or hardware issues. For engineering products or projects, you have to go to site sometimes. You cannot do it on the cloud like these days. If software, you can do it on the cloud remotely. Back then, we cannot. Sometimes, for example, I went to China to assemble some this lighting control system for my client. I came back the next week. I have to be in London to fix another problem for them. So that was in engineering. So I want to change my lifestyle.
Wow, there's a lot of traveling involved. On top of the networking and on top of you attend trade fairs also, right?
I attended In fact, almost all the major technological trade events, I will be there.
That ones and expenses also.
Yeah.
So when you quit them, you didn't thought of going back to your old previous employer?
No, as I said, I want something to be. So I want a job that's or a career that's more flexible.
Oh,
Back then, remote work or work from home was not a popular concept in Malaysia.
especially engineers, right? Yeah.
So no, definitely that one is out of question, right?
So how when you suddenly like just close it down, you gradually close down, like it took like 1 year for you to finish everything, is it?
The last year, the final year, it was only me. I went back to one person business. I let all my staff go already. All right. The final year was only me. I was just working on one project, one client. And during that time, I was also thinking, what should I do next?
I see.
Right. Because if I'm not an engineer, what should I do?
Yes.
Right. Because I all this while I know engineering only. I know how to code, how to design, right? But if I don't do this, what's next?
I was just about to ask you that. How do you like find what you do to be?
So honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I know what I don't want. I don't want a job that ties me to a place, right? I want a job that can let me stay at home. And also I want a job that can let me earn more money, but spending less time, right? So from there, I went to Google and go and search how to make money online.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's my turning point.
Oh,
That's my turning point. I remember I attended a few what do you call it? Affiliate marketing conference. Some of these affiliate marketers from overseas, they flew to Malaysia and they have a conference. I attended a few of them, but I didn't sign up for anything.
marketing. This term is also very alien to me. And back in 2012, all this.
It was also something unknown to me. What is affiliate marketing? What is SEO? Even what is domain? Website, domain, DNS. I don't know all these terms back then. When I was running an engineering business, I don't know all these terms. But I know that I don't want to go back to my previous lifestyle. So I wanted something more flexible I can do at home. And through my search, I went through a lot of I compared a lot of these programs because how to make money online, and mostly they are about affiliate marketing. But I didn't know back then. So I read through some blogs, reviews, and I decided to sign up for one particular program, which I am still a member today. And I think that move changed my career, right? So I learned in the first few years. All I learned is SEO, how to do SEO, how to write blogs, how to generate passive income by promoting affiliate content. But most important is I learned what is marketing.
What is marketing?
Yes, I learned what is marketing, especially digital marketing, online marketing. Online marketing is about helping people. You help people with no string attached. You gain their trust. Automatically, they come back and find you and they buy from you. That is all about. And it is still the principle I hold true today in terms of marketing my services and so on.
Marketing and services. Okay. So if you do this, like most of the time when we talk about helping people, we have this negative connotation. Or help means free. I ask you things for free, then I don't need to buy anything. Solve my problem was what?
Well, helping doesn't mean you're giving everything for free. Helping, because free is that person, the client demands something free from you. That's different thing. Marketing is about we going out there, we offering tips or strategies or guides, like for example, how to run a podcast. Today you have taught me how to do a podcast. right? From there, you build trust. I know you're giving good advice, realistic advice, and I know that it is being done. So if I want to buy something, I look for you. So this is, I would say this is I can also say that this is a mindset mentality also, that somehow we need to evolve, we need to change, because this is what is happening in the countries I serve.
I see.
In the countries.
Okay. So I understand that you are serving around 20 plus countries at the moment, right?
I have served clients in about 20 plus countries over the past 9 years. Currently, at any one time, I don't have more than 5 or 6 clients.
5 or 6.
But throughout the period, yes.
20 plus countries. So coming back to when you first started, right? So you Google how to make money online. You learn about SEO. Most importantly, you learn how to market yourself. But why writing specifically? Because you can have an option of doing websites. You can with your expertise in engineering. I will presume that engineering, you are more technical. You can design ICs. The website is not design circuit boards. Website is easy, right? And affiliate marketing even easier. Why writing?
Okay. First of all, when I started affiliate marketing, so I do blogs, I write blogs. It was then that I realized I have passion in writing.
Okay.
I found my passion in writing. Back then, I wouldn't say I'm very good back then, but it's just something like I love to do. And from there, I started to post something simple like inspirational quotes or something simple on social media, Facebook. And some of my friends commented, "Hey, your writing actually not bad," and so on. I think I was encouraged by these comments, so I decided to, why not take writing seriously? Go and try to become a freelance writer and so on. That was how I signed up to all these major freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, People Per Hour, Guru, and this freelancer.com. I signed up to all of them back then. So that is how I started.
So yeah, you got encouraged by the positive reinforcement. But the thing is that I feel that you actually love it. Even without the positive reinforcement, you also will go and try.
Yes, I'm someone who's curious by nature. I'm someone who's quite curious. That's how I jumped from employment to business without knowing anything. I was curious, like how to make money online. I was curious also back then. Right. Writing also, I was curious. It's just that I didn't expect it to bring me where I am today.
I see. So you just follow your curiosity.
You can say so. Follow the curiosity, and somehow, I remember my first writing job from overseas. It was a keynote address for a speech. I was paid $5. It was, I considered, quite a successful job.
Yeah, it is.
But then second job was a total failure. I got a very bad review from the client. Right, it was on Fiverr. And that. But that I have a moment I have to reflect whether I want to continue doing this, because that time you can say I'm unemployed that time. So yeah, I'm not someone who easily gives up also. So yeah, bad review. Then you have to look at the way I write. I'm not a good writer, but I am willing to learn. So I go and try another platform. I cannot remember which one, but I managed to get jobs also. So in the beginning, it took a lot of practices. I wrote at least 1,000 words every day on average.
Before you reach that habit, so how do you start with that? What are the things that you did? Like, do you have any reference or?
Right. So before I managed to get a lot of clients to sustain my expenses, I started one blog. That was for my affiliate marketing.
Oh.
I wrote a lot of these blogs, whether they are good or not. I wrote my thoughts on the teach. I share. My blogs was about mindfulness, meditation, hypnosis, all these things, transformation, all these things. So I wrote about my experience or what I'm curious at, and thankfully, affiliate marketing was doing well back then.
Oh.
It covered most of my expenses while I was still growing as a writer.
Can cover which program is like Amazon, is it?
Amazon is the main program lah.
Oh.
Amazon was the main program.
I also signed up and then I got kicked out because I got no sales for 6 months.
Yes, yeah. They normally they will, they will close your account lah. If you cannot get sales for 6 months, but you can reapply again once you get traffic.
Can reapply again. So it's just like when the affiliate marketing was sustaining your income at the moment, then as you were looking for a way, then how do you write a blog, right, get a client on this freelancing platform?
I use my blog as my portfolio.
Oh, okay.
Because today I see a lot of new freelancers, not only writing other industry also, when they want to go into Upwork or even other platforms or this want to freelance, they say they have no portfolio, they are new. So I don't believe that. If you are passionate in what you do, you will start something somewhere, right? If you want to do podcasts, you will record something on your own, voice over something on your own, right? There's no excuse on that. So I use my blog as my portfolio. I tell them this is my blog, but this is my writing style. If this is suitable for you, then you can try me. So that is how I get my first few clients.
You know what, Kenny? When you mentioned that if you're passionate about something, you got no excuse, you start. You don't wait for people, you just start, right? This is something I conquer because everything also I start myself. Even the book also I start myself. I still remember people telling me, especially my bosses last time, my ex-boss, why are you doing all this waste of time? Nothing got people read. You got sales or not? Because I'm doing sales, man. You got sales? No sales, really no sales. Right now, and you can start saying, why don't you do more? So I find that this when I'm doing YouTube now, right? Also, people they got approached me to edit my videos, saying, "Skills as you." Just when you edit your videos, then no portfolio. How they'll ask, how do I find clients? You want to edit my videos? Why not you go in? My videos are all on YouTube. What? You say you can make it better. Don't show me SEO data that you can get from plugging in my URL to some AI program. You show me what you can do. You say you can edit videos. You edit short videos. Show me how you edit. Then I can see what you can do, right? But most of these people, right, they like to take the shortcut. So they don't want the risk. You pay me first, then I do. That is the wrong attitude to have. So whenever someone who asks me, if let's say they want to start something, I will say do work for free. You don't waste anything, because if let's just say video editing, if I say I don't like your style, okay, what? You can take that video, you just ask permission, you can take that video, put on YouTube or not. That's your portfolio, right?
All right. Yeah, you're mentioning work for free. I believe, I don't believe in working for free. But if you are a newbie, if you have to work for free, it is better to work for something that you want.
Something that you
want. Right. You don't work on the client's project for free. You work, like I said, you want to edit video, go and record your own video. Edit it. Show to the client.
Okay.
So that video is yours.
That works too?
Yeah, that video is yours. Because once you started this giving free habits, then your positioning, your value, it becomes like what I did in engineering. So we become cheap.
No, you fight people.
Yeah, we are racing down the
race to the bottom. Yeah, that makes sense as well.
So like let's say I edit a video, then from there it's either this style works for you or not.
Yes,
right?
right.
So that's it. If it works for you, or with only or there are or let's say if there is a potential that it might work for you, then there will be further discussion. So this is my principle. After I became a freelance writer, I want to change my positioning. I don't want to offer very low price work. In the beginning, there is no choice. But even that, I don't work for free. Every clients, I show them some work.
At least get 5 USD, right? At
The
least
first
get
job, 5
something.
USD.
Yeah.
The beginning, you don't work for free. I work for low budget projects, but I make sure whenever I can, I get the reviews, the testimonials, feedback, because those will help you to brand yourself.
Because the platform really trusts a lot of reviews, right?
Yes, for all these kind of platforms, even like Shopee, all this, they use these reviews as their algorithm also, in their algorithm.
Yeah, okay, you are right. That I think that your method is better. Don't work for free. Work for low. At least you have something to pay your bills with. Work on something on your own. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here's a summary. Work on something on your own. If you're really passionate about writing, write your own blog first. See the style. Okay, passionate about video making, do your own video lah. Don't give your excuse like, I don't like to be on camera. I just want to edit. Just start first. You got no portfolio, you just start first, okay? Then get a some low budget jobs. Don't work for free. You still got bills to pay. And from there on, make sure you ask for reviews, okay? Make sure you ask for client testimonials and reviews, because these are the one that will increase your social equity, will increase your equity in the market. They will increase your credibility. People will come and look for you. Okay. So having said that, we talk about when you start writing, right? So when you start writing, right, do you have like a niche, or you choose like, because you from engineering, then you went and write your own blog, affiliates, then you found out that you like to write writing, like you like writing, right? So how do you go in this angle, like this crowded marketplace?
Now this is an interesting one. In the first few years, I would say in the first 3 or 4 years, I didn't have a niche. I didn't focus on anything. I'll just take whatever jobs that comes along. And with that said, most of the jobs are also related to technologies and IT. But sometimes I write about mental wellness. I write about cleaning, housekeeping, all kind of topics that I write. But during COVID, when COVID hit us, MCO 2019, 2020, that is when I realized that if I focus on subjects on these IT technologies, the pay is better. Because why? Because I have the background. I didn't think of fully leveraging on it. But after taking a few jobs, I found that some companies, tech companies, they pay better. And today I find it that it's true if you are writing lifestyle subjects like food recipes, food and lifestyle, hotels, travels. The pay is slightly lower compared to technical subjects.
So you found your niche in tech writing in way back about during COVID time.
During COVID.
So how your end, perhaps you can give us an idea what you mean by tech writing. Like, what are the subjects like now? I think now the whole world is talking about AI, especially with NVIDIA. NVIDIA Jensen Huang just came here, and the whole world is talking about AI. So perhaps could you share with us, like, when you mention tech writing and technical writing, how is it different from what we write? Like, we write on social media, we write on like, for example, lifestyle. How is it different?
Tech writing, I would say in terms of more of a technological writing than technical writing. What I'm doing now is more on technological. We don't go too deep, too technical. As in, we don't write with like a product guide or product manuals, user guide. Some technical writers, they do that.
Okay.
Mine is we're doing blogs, case studies, how to explainer articles. For example, what is generative AI? These days, what is generative AI? Like last year, I wrote a lot of articles explaining different types of this what do you call it? Large language model.
Oh, what is that?
Large language model is the software algorithm or the software components that power ChatGPT.
Oh,
Right? Yeah. The ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, they all run on this thing called large language model.
So the technology behind it.
Yeah. If you go deeper, there are many other things. So I write this kind of things. So the value that I offer is I know about technical. I can understand technical stuff because of my background. But as I grow as a writer, I can explain these concepts, these very complex concepts, use simple words like we are using now, so that sometimes those who read the blogs maybe CTO or entrepreneurs, founders, they might not have that kind of understanding as engineers. So I explain in different ways so they can understand.
So what are the tech subjects, the biggest other than AI that you're working on at the moment? For example, could you give us example something that we use every day? Do you work on something that we use every day? Like the behind the technical is very complex, but
do you use VPN or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I was the writer of Clear VPN. Clear VPN was from Ukraine. I wrote I think dozens of articles on that.
Okay, VPN. Yeah, we also don't know how it works, but it works.
I wrote. You're using. I'm not sure whether you're using Mac or not.
No, I'm not.
No, if you're using Mac, I'm currently a writer for SetApp. SetApp is a single subscription that allows you to use hundreds of different Mac or iOS apps.
Okay.
So I write blogs for them.
SetApp. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I write, and I also these days I write a lot of B2B content, business to business content.
Business to business.
For one of my clients in Australia, and they are publishing for Amazon AWS.
AWS.
Yeah.
So when you write B2B contents is for you'll be more technical, a bit more technical.
It depends on the audience. Yeah. If let's say last year I wrote for one data labeling company. So what is data labeling? I tell you. You know AI, right?
Yes.
Machine learning.
Machine learning.
Machine learning is the process to train ChatGPT.
Okay.
I'm simplifying it. Some oversimplification, right? And to train this kind of technologies, AI technologies, normally there are two ways. One they call it unsupervised. One is supervised. Unsupervised, that means the model, the ChatGPT can learn on its own. Supervised, that means someone need to teach it. Like this is a bottle, so label it bottle. So many companies out there are providing data labeling service.
Just like that, just take the data and
you need to label the data like this is what is this. So the machine learn, the computer system learn, the AI system learn already, then it remembers. So I'm writing for one such company last year.
That's interesting. So when we talk about this writing, we definitely talk about this money. When you mentioned just now, we talk about lifestyle and also technology writing. When you are in the niche of technology writing, how much we can expect technology? How do you charge your services? How you price your services like that? I mean, are you now currently just on freelancing platform like Upwork, Fiverr that you mentioned, or you have your own separate services?
Right now, I'm mostly on Upwork. Previously I have clients, also direct clients, but these days mostly on Upwork. I'm also trying to expand beyond that also. So how do I charge? Usually it's per word.
Per word?
Per
Wow.
like in blocks of, for me it's in block of 100 words. The minimum is $100 for 1,000 words.
100 years.
Or
Wow.
some they go by hourly. So my rate now is about 45 to $50 per hour.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, who tell you writers cannot make money? 45 US to 50 US an hour. Wow. 8 hours of work, let's just say 50 USD. 8 hours a day is 400 USD a day. A day.
Yeah, theoretically it is, but I don't work that long per day.
You see?
And this has something to do with my my schedule because in between writing I'll be sending my kids to school, picking up and so on. So I cannot work that long per day. Second, also whether you make a lot of money or not, it depends where you are seeing it from. As I said, if you are in Malaysia, 40-50 US dollar per hour is good.
It's good money.
But if you're in US, it's not.
I see.
I mean, it is above the minimum pay, but you can't really survive in some of the most expensive countries, cities.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So some companies out there, they outsource because they want to save costs.
Yeah,
it's cheaper for us. Yes, cheaper for them. Sorry,
it's cheaper for them. But yeah, and if you're in Malaysia or let's say emerging economies, if you earn in this kind of rate, then you won't struggle that much.
You mentioned a lot of our conversation, right? I realized that you mentioned a lot of overseas clients, and then things that like AI, there are a lot coming into Malaysia. So don't you have any local clients at the moment who was looking for technological writing services?
Local clients, there was one inquiry a few months ago, but I think they didn't follow up.
I see.
It's an AI company.
Local.
I'm not sure what they really do because AI, there's all kind of companies doing AI now.
Yes, you mentioned AI. So it's like, what kind of AI?
AI is a very broad spectrum. So no, right now, no. My last Malaysian client was one of the major telco. After that, no more.
So basically, when you are going to this niche technology, you find more overseas clients. Overseas clients at that moment.
I will say that in terms of if you go to in terms of technologies, yes. Normally overseas clients, they're more advanced.
I'm not sure whether it's a good news to us or bad news. I mean, that means we are playing catching up in terms of this technology space.
Yes. In fact, this is not only writing. Even when I was in engineering, technologies from Western countries back then was still far more advanced. We are playing catch up.
We are always playing catch up, right? How in terms of not just the tech but the mindset also, right?
Yes.
You notice the way I actually suggested just now, and yours is totally different. That's where we can actually learn. I think so we talk about this money where you have. We know as a freelancer, money is not fixed. Not necessarily every month you get money. So how when you first started I think you have experience in your business where you have to manage a lot of very high overhead. Then you come to being a writer, you start all over again. This time even more constraints and also lesser. So how do you manage at the start? Like, how do you manage your money knowing that the money might not come fixed?
Right. The first few years before my income as a writer was stable. I have to say that back then I still got parental support. They help. Because when I closed down my business, I was almost empty already.
Okay.
right? The business was not doing well. I was paying, from my own savings. I was thankful. I was thankful the early days. I got support. But after 2 or 3 years, I start to have enough income to cover my expenses from affiliate and writing. It's still a bit shaky. Still a bit shaky, but surviving. I think 4th to 5th year that time, about COVID that time, that is when my writing career really grows.
Exponential growth.
Exponential, no, I would say jump a level, not exponential, jump a level.
Jump a level.
That means I don't have to worry next month I got income or not.
Oh.
Right, freelancer, we are not stable because freelancer, in the beginning you get small jobs that will last you, a few weeks. Then you have to keep hunting for clients.
Correct.
But gradually you get more long-term clients, and you don't need to go and hunt so often.
You build your credibility, right?
You got clients, you got your few long-term clients. It helps you to stabilize. I think that is around COVID or before COVID at time, 2019, 2020.
But this long-term clients and all this only happens when you decided on your niche, right? Correct.
Sorry?
When you decided on your niche. Did it only happen when you decided on your niche?
No. In fact, after I became a freelance writer, I got one long-term client immediately.
Oh.
Back then it was not bad. Back the pay was quite good from US, the client from US. But the job was about writing electronics stuff, something that I have experience in. That contract goes on for almost 4 years, or 3 or 4 years.
Oh, that's very long.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So we need to manage our money, and if you are lucky, you get support. But I think here sometimes some people, like including myself, right? My mouth are very hard to ask for help. so
Same.
yeah, I that make me sometimes a bit, not sometimes, all the time, when I want to do something, right, I'm afraid that it might feel, not because it's a burden on myself, but I might need to ask for help. And my parents are like already retired, so I don't want to burden them. But at the same time, we need to, if you really want something, and something that is that you believe in, ask for help. Okay? We both of us are lucky to have parents to actually parental support. But those outside there, for you to keep yourself, your dreams alive, or what you want to do, as long as it doesn't give difficulty to other people, just ask. Okay? You'll be surprised. The help is not just on money. It's not just money. It's also to spread the word, to introduce you, to open the doors and introduce you, for example, introduce your services. So these are the help that people can actually give, and we always take for granted money. But sometimes it's just in kind. And in the world like social media right now, where we have this kind of collaboration, it's also to help. Just if you are having something, a new business or what, just sit down and share your business. I might not be able to invest or give you money, but I let you spread your word. And social media now, even on Facebook, you just press share. That's it. So we have talked about this money part and how it comes to, right now it's already 9 years already, right? To 5. So when we talk about money, one of the cornerstones of achievement, especially in the Asian cultures that here, is the home ownership. Home ownership. So what are your thoughts? Like, do you think that, what are your thoughts? You think that everyone should own a home, or you think that it's better to rent than buy? Do you own your own home in the first place?
I used to own my home.
I see.
But now no more. Now I'm renting. Whether it is for everyone to own a home or not, I think I cannot answer for them. They should form their own thoughts, but with good advice. Don't listen to one side of the story, then you decide to buy or not to buy. That's very important. But if for me, and with the current price of property in, let's say, Klang Valley, for personally, I'm not so keen on buying a house. Because why? Freelancing or even running a business, small business, there will always be risks.
Yeah.
There will always be income gaps.
Yes, the risk is you.
Yeah.
You are the others and the risk.
Yeah, if you want to buy a house, make sure that, for me, like, if I want to buy a house, I have to make sure that I have enough to cover the installment. Not barely enough, more than enough, with a lot to spare.
A lot to spare. Okay, so let's just say the installment today is 1,500. How much do you think?
1,500. Usually bank is how much they have a formula, how many times of your salary, right?
That one is more of a home affordability index.
3 or 5 times. How many times?
There is a home affordability index. It's not the bank. The bank is a percentage of your salary. It's about, if the higher income, the higher the percentage goes. Can go up to 80% of your net salary also. For the housing loan payment only.
If that was 1,500, I think we need about maybe 20k ringgit.
Oh, that's very conservative. It's like 10 times. More than 10 times.
Yeah.
Why do you like need so big buffer?
Because I've went through periods where there's totally no income before.
Okay. Because if it's, let's just say 1,500, right? You times by 10 months, you don't have income for 10 months, you still can pay the house. 20k.
I think this is probably from my experience, the process that I went through. The process that I went through, I feel not comfortable when I have too many long-term commitments like this, especially high-value long-term commitments. So, if you want me to invest, my gap is like this. Maybe you say conservative, like it, maybe banks, they will consider like this is affordable.
This is very affordable.
So I have to go much higher.
So it's not talking about invest, it's just for your own stay. Don't need to talk about invest.
Okay, if let's say about own stay, I mean, why buy if I can rent? I keep thinking about this. Why buy? And if some people say if you buy then you sell, you can make money, right? But it so far, these reasons, I don't see the property price increase. That sudden. It happens when I bought the first home. The first home was in the early, it's in the mid 2000 or end of 2000, 2008 or 2009.
Oh, that was a golden year, man.
Yeah. If you buy that time, then the property skyrocket, I think 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
Correct. But after that, no more.
That is stagnant.
So so I wonder if I buy, the chances of it going 3 times, 4 times, is there any more? What is the likelihood for that to happen? I have this question.
I see.
Right.
So, interesting. When I talk to people, they own stay, right? They don't even bother about the price of the house, which I think honestly is a mistake. Because especially when the agents, right, you go and see them. I'm also an agent, so I'm also a banker. So when we see people, right, and I see people buy for own stay, most of the time they cannot afford. They cannot afford. Like what you say, their income is here. The installment nearly to their net income. Even combined, it's because own stay never mind. That's what they give. So they don't take this into account like you. They should, actually. It's not about talking about whether the property will appreciate more, not more like whether you can afford this or not. The question, the one that I'm trying to share with people is about the affordability. Is whether go up or not is something that you might want to consider. You go up is good, because since you go up, right, you can sell. Who knows? You want to move to a retirement home, you sell the house up. It's also good, right? You don't have to come out don't have to work like crazy somewhere just to afford a retirement home. That is what I'm thinking. So sometimes, they buy, but they should also think about renting like you, because most of them they cannot afford. And most of the time, right, when you hear the agents actually pitch, they will say, "You buy now, 4-5 years later, your salary increase. You go and work in a job, your salary increase. You can afford the house." That's what they do. Well, that's what they do lah. One of the techniques lah. So when you mentioned about renting and buying, so you prefer to rent because of the income instability at the moment.
It gives me rooms to maneuver if I need.
Flexible. Against back to what you want.
Let's say, let's say if one day my income really drop a lot, cannot be a writer anymore. No one wants my writing, right? So I have to downgrade. But if I have a house that I committed to for 20, 30 years, I cannot. If I can downgrade, but I need to find someone to rent my house.
Like what? My situation now. Like my situation.
Right. So I don't want to be caught in situations where I cannot move around.
You like the flexibility, the freedom, right?
Freedom, yeah.
Peace of mind. Actually, ironically, it's something I can relate after so long. Actually, I can relate to that. So when another thing is like when you talk about real estate, people always say it's a cornerstone to wealth, to accumulating wealth. So if you don't invest in real estate, people will say, you sure you already miss a chance to accumulate your wealth. So my next question definitely will be, like, if let's just say you don't invest in real estate, what are your investment plans? For a freelancer, right? What are you comfortable investing in, like to grow your money?
Okay, I think this one is not specific to freelancer. It depends on personality type. Because I know some people, they are comfortable with real estate, properties, something like this, which is perfectly fine. I have my other preference, but with that said, I'm not someone who's very good in investment. I don't know. I have very little knowledge, right? I do have some unit trusts. I also did some copy trading, not a lot. Copy trading, people buy what share, you just copy it. So I'm those who are after something that's more liquidable. There's liquidity there. Because if let's say a house, if you buy and invest, if you want to sell tomorrow, I think you cannot, right?
Cannot, definitely.
But if let's say it is stocks or cryptos, unit trust, you can sell anytime.
Correct.
Right? So this is my preference, personal preference.
I see. So you prefer something liquid. Is there a target figure that you're working towards? Because when you mentioned, like, anything can happen as a freelancer, or even as a job, one day you get fired, how? So is there like a target passive income that you're building towards?
Specific number, no. Like I said, I'm not good in investment and financial planning. But my aim, my goal was always to create this, I call it residual income that can cover my expenses. Right?
Makes sense.
Residual income. That's it. My goal was very simple. And when my assets, digital assets can cover my expenses, that means I can choose not to work.
Digital assets? That is interesting. Like, what are you building digital assets that?
Your websites, your channels, YouTube channels, all those things are digital assets.
Oh, right. So websites, like you mentioned, your affiliate
marketing, they used to do well back then. All these digital courses.
Okay.
All these things are some things that will generate semi-passive income.
Good. YouTube affiliates of YouTube's content creation, you say?
Your content, YouTube, you can monetize through ads, right?
Yeah.
And also affiliate. You can introduce products.
Yes. Then so you're building courses also at the moment? Are you doing something active thing, doing Upwork or what courses?
I'm doing this workshop. So far, I still don't. I'm still not planning to monetize that heavily. Because freelancers, they are, those who follow me, I believe many are just starting or this, right? I want to give as much knowledge as I can without them paying. So one way of doing this is I'm thinking of channeling them to YouTube, monetize with ads. Then publisher will be the advertiser will paying them.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So you are more comfortable building digital assets towards your financial freedom, like what is people say financial freedom. Oh, I see. Something I can read it also. This is exactly what we are doing as a podcast as well. And when you mentioned, right, at the start, I have something actually caught my ears. You mentioned good advice. So how, in your opinion, what constitutes a good advice?
Okay.
How do you differentiate it?
I think every investment every investment have their pros and cons, or let's say there are risks in every investment.
Correct.
So when I go to, let's say, a property showroom, when agents come to me, of course they want to close the sales.
Correct.
But they must also brief me of anything that I need to be aware of. Because home buyers like me, we are not that knowledgeable on all this real estate and so on, on loans, everything, unless we read your book.
If not, that one is a small part. You also don't know.
It's not. We don't know. So if there are a lot of tactics where they give you a lot of these discounts and free furnishing, all these things. But what are the downsides? Like, is it really guaranteed return or not investment? That is one thing that I don't say, confirm you will get your ROI, how many percent? Is it guaranteed or not? Because as far as I know, every investment has a risk. There's no such thing as guaranteed return in investment.
Yeah, the only guaranteed return is the scammer.
So, good advice. It means you give them the whole story. You help them to make an informed decision.
I see. So that is the good advice. But you see, the problem with that, like as you say, I every master is once a beginner. I'm still a beginner. So when I first started, right, at anything, I also don't know what is a good advice, what is a bad until I do it. So in your situation at this moment, let's just take back to writing. I'm sure when you started, right, you learn from a lot of people. A lot of people also will advise you, right? And you read someone else's advice. So how do you differentiate between that whatever advice that you receive or you read, like, or listen? How is it a good advice to you? What constitutes a good advice to you? Let's go back to a topic that you're familiar with. Then we can see what's the difference when it comes to something that you're not familiar with and see what is a good advice to you.
All right, writing, I think a bit very subjective. In fact, writing, I don't have mentor and so on. I learn everything on my own. Whether it works or not, if the client is happy and willing to pay me, that means it works. And as I improve, I learn I learn to change my style, writing style and so on. And I pitch to jobs that I know I cannot get before, right? If I manage to get these jobs that means I have improved. Whatever I learned works. But let me share something that's more obvious. SEO.
Okay.
search engine optimization. It's about how to rank your web pages on Google, how to get first page, top page. I learned SEO from one platform. They run by a couple of Canadian entrepreneurs, very low profile kind of people. So their advice about SEO is always giving value to the people who use Google, who search on Google. You give the best content to them. That's it. From day one, 2015, I went there. It taught me about this. And after that only we talk about the tactics, keyword optimization and so on. But I don't listen. That's the problem. They gave me the right path. I don't listen. So I try to manipulate and so on, be a bit manipulative. Back then, Google was not so smart. Yeah, and some people, those who use this kind of shady practices, not right lah, not correct. They say, hey, it's working, doing it. So I follow, I get results. Hey, why I want to listen to this one? Others faster lah. I get faster results. My income increases from the affiliate marketing. Then Google update its algorithm because Google is aware people are trying to go into all these loopholes. So Google update its algorithm, so my traffic went down. All this, so and after that, I still want to find a shortcut way. But until today, few years ago, I finally realized it is a waste of effort going against Google. Now, if I follow exactly what I first learned, I wouldn't have to go through all this trouble. It will take me longer to build my brand, to build my traffic, but I wouldn't have to keep having my websites one after another go up and down, go up and down. No.
Your income also go up and down.
Yeah, so that is what good advice is. Advice that can stand the trial of time.
You know, what you mentioned, right, reminds me of this book by Morgan Housel, Same as Ever. He's the same author of Psychology of Money. If you got a time, you read. But the first book and the second book is vastly different. We always, in the book Same as Ever, in the summary is that people always try to see what is the next trend, trying to catch what is going to change. But how about we flip the coin? What is not going to change? Because from even Warren Buffett also, he asked one of the advisors is asking him, the story is asking him, Warren, like another 50 years, what do you think the investment will look like, the investment landscape will look like? Then Warren asked back the questions. In another 50 years, do you think people will still eat this candy? He shows a candy. This candy that he's been eating for 50 years. Then the advisor said, yeah, there's still be candy. Still people will be eating the same candy in the next 50 years. He said, same as investment. It's just to try to tell you that timeless advice is timeless for a reason. That's how you know it's good advice, right? It stands the test of time, right? There is some people like me also, my real estate business, I failed the first 2 years when I went into real estate because I tried to reinvent the wheel. People tell me, you just sell, follow. But because I was trained in sales, so number one, people think that I can run by myself. Then nobody tells me that you need to empty your cup, so that you can learn something. But I can see all the tricks and tactics, everything I can see. So I thought, I don't want to do this. Why? But there's a reason why they advise you to this, and I reinvented the wheel. That is why I feel. So when I want to, but real estate has always been my life savior. But which is not the topic for this podcast. What we are talking about at the end of the day is how do you differentiate what is good advice? From your sharing and your story, right? I find that you need to reflect. I think you did a lot of reflection before you actually found the last few years okay, just for us good content. The rest doesn't matter.
Yeah, another way to reframe it is good advice is advice that you won't regret lah after you taking it.
Good.
You take good advice and you buy the home already. If you go back, why I listen to him? That is not good advice, right? Because buying a house is a major decision.
The problem is the risk that you take. How much risk can you take? The risk, a house, you can't just exchange it back. But like you buy a wrong thing, you can exchange. You don't like, you can exchange, but house you cannot. So it also depends on how much risk that you are willing to take, right? In terms of how much risk can you take, not willing to take, can you take? Like for example, today, if I were to ask you to write something new, you definitely can do it. Because it's not much risk to you. If I were to ask you to buy a house, then So good advice also has to see your own capacity at the end of the day. It's very subjective, right? Good advice to you may not be good to me, but depends on which subject.
I have seen when not only real estate agent, but other kind of other salespeople. I've seen some that are very hard sell. They persuade you to buy, push on the benefits of the products. But I have also seen salespeople who are more balanced, neutral. They won't mislead you. And usually I buy with the second one.
Because you are more of you are not consumers these days. Also they have the information at fingertips.
Because if you mislead them, these days modern consumers, they will go and read reviews.
Yes.
They will compare information.
Yes,
and
Google, everything got.
Once they found that what you say is different, they will lose trust already.
Yes, they won't go back already. No matter how good the thing is.
Especially buying house 300,000 or millions. Definitely that guy, the buyer will go and compare. Right?
Definitely. The first they ask is their friends and family first. Friends and family. No matter how good the thing is you say, they'll always be friends and family first. And then the internet. And then if these two don't check out, then you don't buy it. But they will always go to friends and family and internet. So it's very hard for you to do the manipulative tactics these days. And you, like what you say, you have to be, at the end of the day, you have to give them the pros and cons. You yourself decide. But of course, when you decide, I hope you sign with me, right? Because I did spend my time to give you all this information, to compile it nicely for you. Right? I hope you come back to me. That's what we are trying to say. So, having said that, I think we've come to an end. We spoke a lot about your journey from being an engineer right now to a tech writer. You are mostly active on Upwork, right? Yeah.
These days, yes, mostly on Upwork.
So, how about your future plans? I understand that you are conducting a workshop nowadays, like online workshop, teaching people how to pitch on Upwork.
Correct.
And also I noticed that you also trying to start a new program to help these freelancers out. So perhaps you can share a little bit why you're doing this.
Yes, because when I started freelancing, whether locally, starting a business locally or online, there are limited information. There are information, but most of them are biased. Because all this information are published by marketers. And not all marketers have their the freelancers' interest in their mind. They just want to sell their product only. So they will, like sales, they will tell you their product is good, and they give certain advice. Some advice are genuine, but it also depends on whether it applies to you or not. Like if let's say if I read Donald Trump's investment or all those books, They are talking about US, right?
Correct.
Can I apply in Malaysia or not?
Cannot.
Cannot, right? Certain measures like how to reduce tax and so on, it applies with their law.
But not us.
Yes. So if you don't have this kind of awareness and you just blindly follow, sometimes you will run into problem trouble. So I want to help freelancers to to get the information that they need and to make decision, to learn how to make decision themselves.
I see. So if anyone out there who's interested, where do they find you, Kenny? Perhaps you can share with them where you want to find you. We want to learn how to be a freelancer. So where can we find you?
Right, I'm starting a new channel, Gig Hustle Lab. If you want, you can search it on YouTube, Facebook also, and also go to the website gighustlelab.com.
Also, you have a Facebook for Gig Hustle Lab as well.
Yeah, I've created a
Facebook page,
Facebook group for that.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I will leave all the resources, including Kenny's website, Facebook group, and also YouTube channel on the comments down below. If you're interested, you want to learn from someone who already walked the path, already made so many mistakes. Now he's trying to give you she's trying to lessen your mistakes, and so that he'll help you to make money faster. Okay? So please spend some time, go and connect with Kenny on the YouTube, Facebook, and also his website. And once again, I want to thank you so much, Kenny, for coming. And this is Kenny here. Yeah, another Kenny, from Probably Stories. So, Probably Stories Show, and I'll see you again next video. Bye-bye.